Waffle, waffle.
Just get.
So slow. So very, very slow. Whoopee. Yuck. Disgusting. He thinks he can take him right now. I don't think so. I'm about to die, my dude. Ouchie. All because he keeps moving away from me. That's not what I want, dude. Stop moving away. Or don't and just knock me off my feet, sure. Sliced in half. Sliced and diced. What is wrong with me? I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I don't really like this part, if I'm being honest. This part's a little bit much, in my opinion. And he could have just left it at that, but no, he has to go for the child too. Granted, it's not a small child, but that doesn't make it any better. I don't know, I just think that that part's just a bit too much. Other than that, it's fine.
It pleases me to see you recovered, old friend. Indeed, old friend. guest is just a little confused. I know what he wants. You see before you the legendary vampire killer. Your own weapon, if you recall. The only weapon capable of ending your immortal life. You thought it destroyed you. But you see, you can have the eternal rest you crave after all. But first, you must help me. Prevent Satan's return to the world. Then, I swear to you, I will deliver the fatal blow to your heart myself.
And I am sure you will fulfill that vow.
Since you sent Satan back to hell 1,000 years ago, his human offspring, or acolytes as they call themselves, have been dormant. I suppose the day that all of us feared your wrath and great power. But not now. Now, even my bodyguard is more than a match for you. The acolytes know you are weak and are preparing for their father's return. Now they fear nothing.
Don't they fear the mighty Zobek?
Only you, in full possession of your powers, can defeat them. Follow me, please. We must find and destroy the acolytes before they can finalize their preparations for Satan's return. It won't be easy. They govern the world of men from the shadows. Not even I know with any degree of certainty who or where they are. They won't come out into the light unless we can force their hand. The acolytes must never know who hunts them down. The element of surprise will give us the advantage. Until you are at full strength again.
And you don't know who they are or where they are.
Do you know that this city is built upon the foundations of your castle? The acolytes are focusing their attentions here for very good reason. Satan has specifically chosen this place for his return. He means to enslave you first, to humiliate you for what you did to him.
Let's get on with it.
The acolytes must plunge the world into chaos before Satan can be summoned. Their activities leave spectral traces, which are difficult but not impossible to follow. This is the headquarters of a powerful pharmaceutical corporation. I suspect that one of the acolytes is operating from there. The complex was sealed 2 months ago and is protected by magic. If I were to use my powers to see what is happening there, they would be able to trace it back to me within a matter of minutes. So, I will send you to the corporation via a portal. But we must be quick so as not to arouse suspicion. The longer the portal remains open, the more likely we will be discovered. Look for any sign of the acolyte, but be careful.
What are you waiting for?
Crap. I'm sorry, I had to pause for a second. I had someone come in here wanting to talk to me while I was in the middle of the cutscene, and he kind of just sat down and watched the cutscene until it was over with. He's like, that's cool. Proceeds to tell me what he wanted. Heart of Dracul. When Gabriel replaced his blood with Lara's, a change began that went beyond the purely physical, drowning out the love, compassion, and tenderness that filled the man's heart, giving way to the merciless darkness of the dragon. It is a supernatural power that, fed by the blood of his victims, flows through his veins, healing the wounds inflicted on him and prolonging the torturous curse for all eternity. I don't have to read this, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Shadow Whip. Gabriel's deeply rooted training with the combat cross remained in Dracula. The Prince of Darkness now uses his own blood, which takes the shape of a sinuous whip, to inflict pain and death wherever he goes. The dark fluid is bound by a supernatural force, and it hardens on impact before they die. Its victims feel as if thousands of fangs penetrated their flesh, breaking bones and tearing their life force from them. This also helps you understand the lore, since I didn't play the other fucking game, because I have no physical copy. Dracula, not even his descendants, the Belmonts, nor the innumerable army of the Brotherhood of Light have even come close to annihilating him. He is Dracul, the dragon, an immortal being whose cursed soul is condemned to remain trapped in the body of the vampire, bound to his castle for all eternity. From the beginning, the unbearable yearning for revenge has driven him along the path of ire and destruction. A path of infinite suffering and despair, a road that he would now like to leave behind. That's why the power of your god cannot destroy me, because I am his chosen one. Dracula. I don't have to read that, but it's there. Brotherhood soldier. The boys who prove that they are skilled enough with the sword are recruited by the Brotherhood of Light in their campaign against the forces of evil. The tough physical and mental training they are given makes them very efficient in close combat, providing them with ironclad determination. However, if their willpower is not enough, they will wear full armor and carry in large shields to protect their lives instead. As lower-ranking members of the Brotherhood soldiers are sent to their deaths, by their generals with the sole hope of offering them a better fate than their own. Follow me, brothers, for if you do, you will meet a death more honorable than any of you could imagine. Cardinal Viscus? Grand Master of the Brotherhood? I think that's Viscus. I don't know. Paladin. Those who aspire to be paladins are raised in monasteries, educated under the dogma of faith, and trained in the art of war. Their whole life becomes a test in which any mistake, as insignificant as it may be, leads to the complete failure of their mission. Only the purest heart, capable of showing absolute determination and unswerving faith, will be recognized as God's chosen one. Beyond receiving the admiration of all, the favor of the Council of the Brotherhood of Light, the Paladins are awarded with weapons and armor of gold, forged by the best master blacksmiths from angel bones. That's a little much. Their aim from then until the end of their days, I cannot English, to serve God in the battle against the offspring of evil and guide their troops to victory. I was like you once, but your God showed me another path. Dracula. Siege Titan. The monstrosity that we fought at the beginning of the game. With the upsurge of battles between the Brotherhood of Light and the forces of darkness, the engineers of the Holy Order quickly completed the last great work of Gandolfi, the Siege Titan. It is a giant wood and metal ottoman, inspired by the stone giants that the forces of Icarta commanded in the Necromancer Wars. For over a decade, hundreds of craftsmen worked to complete the mechanism, powered by the divine energy of the gem that priest placed in its head. In battle, it would be ready to use its enormous extremities, smashing a regiment with a single stamp of the foot, pulverizing the walls of the castle with its fist, and dispatching a group of soldiers inside. Its value in war was such that only after it was built did the Brotherhood decide to start the siege of Dracula's castle. One word is enough to set it in motion. Destroy. H. Hughes, Master Engineer. Oh boy, Zobek. Zobek was together with Carmilla and Cornell, one of the old founders of the Brotherhood of Light, who answered the call of God, leaving their darkest being on earth, the Lord of the Dead. However, despite his absolute mastery of necromantic magic, could do nothing against the supremacy of Satan, and his existence was relegated to the kingdom of the lifeless, exhausted, and humiliated. He remained hidden for an era, watching over the world of men through his countless spies, extending his influence and preparing his return. When he learned that the power of Dracula had weakened enough and that the arrival of Satan was near, Zobek materialized once again on Earth. He left behind the arrogance of his past to take on the role of an influential businessman, and he blended in directly with society up to the present. Now he has a new plan, a perfect plan that will put his two worst enemies against one another, leaving only he, Zobek, to become Lord of all, once and for all. You can have the eternal rest you crave after all, but first you must help me stop Satan from returning to the world, and for that he's my promise to you. Okay, we already know that. He said that himself. No one knows the identity of the man accompanying the astute Zobek in his crusade for power. It is rumored that he wears armor forged by metal extracted from the abyss, and that he adeptly brandishes a mystical sword with the name of Masamune. That's a Japanese name if I've ever heard one. Capable of going beyond the material realm. Some records indicate that he is the spirit of a damned general, others that he is a demon that must pay a debt to death. However, the most popular story is the one that classifies him as the result of the necromantic reanimation, I'm sorry, wars had me on the brain, of a legendary warrior. After all, it would not be the first time that Zobek used witchcraft to create a powerful armed guard. Zobek said to me, he feels you might need my help as you are still weak, Zobek's lieutenant. Oh fuck. Okay, skills. Because reasons.